Hello, Rosie. You have a different name. Is from your sister's name?
Yes, teacher, I'm sorry.
So sweet. But your name is more beautiful.
Thanks a lot, teacher.
You're
also,
welcome.
I love your name, teacher.
No,
really,
I don't. I don't like my name. I prefer my nickname. Ileana, it's not quite of my favorite names. I prefer to be called Lily, and there is a story. Can I tell you the story? We have time.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. I will spit out. A year ago, with all this pandemic and all that kind of stuff, I had a chance to meet one of my singers from a metal band from Canada via Zoom. And it was awesome. And this guy started to call me Lily instead of Ileana. So I was really happy and I was really excited about it because, oh my God, my hero, my musical hero, it's speaking to me, and he is me in certain ways. And I said, and I proclaimed per se, okay, everybody's going to call me Lily. Just because he called me so. So I don't know. That's a story.
It's better, teacher Lily.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. So I am Lily now. I'm crazy. So we wait a few minutes for your classmate if she doesn't arrive, so we get started. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Do you have a presentation for today? I think so. No?
We are going to talk about the discrimination.
Yes. Oh, that's a very good topic. Okay, before we start up, I wanna talk about this. Maybe no one will understand in here, but have you ever been into a discrimination situation in your life?
Yes, teacher. When I was a child, my classmates, they were a bad child because they told me or they emphasized my color.
Skin color?
Color. Also, my what others? Hate. Also, my hate. It was emphasized because I am a short person, and they they told me about these characteristics.
I understand. I also had this. Well, in that time, now it's called bullying, but in that time, it was not considered like that. But yes, we all have been there, no, in those situations in which we feel out of the path, no, like okay, I'm different in different situations, so don't get to me. So that is not good. Yeah, me too. I lived it in high school. That was horrible. So we're going to start because we're going to leave earlier. It's Saturday. We want to rest a little bit and we want to do a lot of things. Okay, so the warm-up activity is called free. Oh, that has to do a lot with the discrimination topic from today. the activity, it's in which you have to talk about a moment in your life in which you felt absolutely free, a moment in which you felt oppressed, and a moment in which you oppressed others. For example, I'm going to start. A moment in my life in which I felt absolutely free. Well, I was talking, because it's the same activity from the other class. I was talking to my other students that before the pandemic, I used to be free when I used to go to concerts. I love live music, and music itself makes me feel so happy and so free. So when I used to go to every concert, I would be so happy all the time, like being myself, like I can do whatever I wanted to do. And okay, I think there is a point, a moment in which I felt oppressed. Maybe when you have some, not maybe problems, but some tough situations at work, when you are under stress. Maybe it's when I feel oppressed. A moment in which I oppress others, maybe when I don't know, I expect something more from my students, maybe, and I try to push them a little bit just to be better. Maybe I oppress others. So what about you, Rosie? Can you tell me the three situations, please?
Really is difficult for me to answer this point, teacher. But I think that in my life, I feel free.
Oh.
Or, no, in my life, I feel absolutely free. When I was a child, I think that when I was a child, I could do lots of things. For example, if I wanted to go to play with my my, my cousin or my friends, I could do it. It was when I was a child, it was not important for me. For example, the time, uh, the the only important for me it was my homework. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that I could do lots of things and I could enjoy my time. And now I think that I have another other other things to do. No, another. It's my problem.
Good. Yes, yes. Okay. Don't worry. We all have problems. You have problems with other and another. It's
Uh,
okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. What you said is it's pretty impressive, because yes, when we used to be used to be children, sorry, we had nothing to worry about, like only homework or friends. But now, as adults, we feel we feel oppressed by a lot of things. No work, family, partners. Do you have a boyfriend, Rosie?
yeah, teacher. I have a boyfriend. In fact, I start last week.
Oh, so it's brand new. No. You don't know nothing about oppression. No, but when you are going on with a person for a couple of months or years, maybe you kind of start to feel oppressed, because you sometimes you need to cooperate with the other, and sometimes it's kind of annoying and difficult. But for now, enjoy it. Very good, Rosie.
I know, teacher, the point because my boyfriend we started last year, but
Mm-hmm.
then we finished because uh, he stay in another state, or
Mm-hmm.
and I'm live in Puebla. So the 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 distance
Mm-hmm.
is the reason of our separation, because really is difficult, but it now I now we talk about it and we decide to restart again. um, and we are going to see cómo nos va, cómo se dice.
To see how it goes. How it goes.
How it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But the past year that I stayed with him, I understood that sometimes I have to contribute in order to get como acoplarse.
Get together or assemble.
Get together. And I want to share you something, teacher. My actual boyfriend is my first boyfriend, and really is, I think that is new for me, because I know that one year ago he was my boyfriend, and now again is my boyfriend. He is my first boyfriend, and is difficult for me. Really is difficult because now I think that I'm not a younger person, a young person, but as you said, sometimes I feel upset when I stay with him, because I have to give sometimes we don't think the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have to get an agreement. Acuerdo, teacher?
Yes, agreement.
Get agreement in order to continue. And the last point, opposite, in which opposite? Maybe I opposite my sister, my little sister, because we are different person. We have different personalities. My little sister is more free. I am more conservative. For example, I prefer to stay in my house doing reading something, or watching TV, surfing through internet, and my sister prefer to go to the party with her friends, or to go to the park. I agree when she want to go to the park, but I'm not agree when she want to go to the party, because sometimes she arrives at home very late. I think that I take care.
Okay. Okay, those were really nice examples. Yes.
But I think that it's good that she want to get a fan. She want to get a fan, and it's good. But I think that in this moment, we have a different social problems like the security, and really I am worried when she stay outside and is very late because I'm scared about she can suffer some accident or something like that. For this, sometimes I think that I am so opposite with my little sister, but I try to protect her. That's all, teacher.
No, that's very nice, very good examples. For you not to have nothing, so that is nice, very good. I think this activity was more onto values and attitudes. So I really hope that you like the activity. Well, today we're going to check, which is topic number 4, employment law, which is the last topic. So we went so fast. Yeah, so fast. We started a month ago and now here we are. So discrimination at work, employees' rights, employers' rights, and legal disputes at work. So before we start up with your presentation, which is about discrimination, have you ever suffered discrimination at work? Because you told me about school, but now discrimination at work. What about that?
No, teacher. In fact, in my job, I don't have sometimes some types of this discrimination. I I have seen some types of discrimination in my job, but not is for me. Is this type of discrimination is direct for other person,
Mm-hmm.
but not is for me.
Okay. Well, if we talk about myself, I would say that I have been there, and because discrimination, it's not only when people take you out of the place or maybe speak something about you. Discrimination has to do with a lot of things, and we're gonna review those things in a moment. So, so are you ready for your presentation? Tell me yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so go ahead. Do you have a baby over there? Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Ah, so sweet.
It's my nephew, teacher.
Oh, I thought it was your little baby.
Sorry, teacher. I'm going to share my presentation.
Yes.
Teacher, can you see my presentation?
Yes, I can.
Okay. In this presentation, teacher, I only take the important points about the discrimination that I received or take by the videos and the information that you uploaded in the platform. What? First, I would like to talk or about the concept of the discrimination. The discrimination can be defined as the prejudicial treatment of different categories of people. We can find different causes of discrimination. Discrimination by color, by sex, by disability, by religion, by national origin, and other characteristics. The discrimination, we can see that affect the communities, not only one person. The discrimination affects around the world. For this topic, we see that there are several laws to protect the people's rights. One of these type of laws is the US Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. In this, we can find Title 70. In this title, we can see the title of Civil Right of Act Prohibit Discrimination. Tía, ¿me das uno? No. Sí, corre. Dile a tía Liz que lo... Por favor. Okay. The title 70 talk about Civil Rights Act Prohibit Discrimination. In this point, in this title, we can see that protect the discrimination by race, by sex, by religion, by color. Another point that talk in the video is the Equal Pay Act. And in this point, I could see the non-disability-based discrimination. Another point is in the Family and Medical Leave Act. In this point, talk about the reasonable and paid family and medical leave. Then talk about Uniform Service Employment and Employment Rights Act. And this point talk about protection of job rights for employees who undertake military or disaster relief service. And the other point that talk about human rights is Genetic Information and Discrimination Act. And in this point talk about the no discrimination on the basis of genetic information. Another, the second video talk about type of discrimination. The first type of discrimination is about the direct discrimination. We can define the direct discrimination. That is when someone is treated less favorably than someone else because of a protected characteristic. The second type of discrimination is indirect discrimination. Is when a rule of policy that applies to everyone puts a certain group to a disadvantage. And the other type of discrimination is by association. And the video defines this type of discrimination as a direct discrimination towards an individual because they are associated with someone who has a particular characteristic. This was the point that I took by the videos that you uploaded, teacher.
Okay, good. We're going to review some those terms in a moment again, but in general, what is your opinion about this topic on discrimination?
Sorry, I think, teacher, that is an important topic because I think that it's about human formation, la formación humana, because as I exposed at first, this topic impacts not only in one person, impacts to the society
Mm-hmm.
and around the world. Because, for example, I know that in the United States, for example, they don't accept the 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 Chinese person, or also the Latin person, or the Latin people, the Chinese people. Also, for example, in Mexico, we are very um, difficult person because, for example, we accept the the strangers or foreign person, and sometimes we don't accept our own people. For example, uh, the people who are las, por ejemplo, teacher, nosotros no aceptamos a los de una grupo étnico, ethnic group.
Ethnic group, yes.
For example, we don't accept our ethnic groups.
Mm-hmm.
We are very hard person with them sometimes, but really they have a beautiful culture, but we don't understand because we are when we stay with the globalization, we prefer the appearance. We want to buy lots of things even we don't have money.
Mm-hmm.
But we are very hard person with with the people who lives in an ethnic group, and so they are authentic person. They don't want to reflect something that they don't are. And for example, the most of the people in Mexico prefer to to aparentar,
To be something else. Be
to
something
be
else.
something else. Uh, for this, I think that the discrimination we can see in different places, and also maybe in our home. Um, but it is important that we take conscience that we can change uh, the 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 thoughts that we have in order to be more humans with the people. And for example, I read it in one book. I don't remember um, which is the name of this book, but in this book talk about that we need to be more humans. Sometimes we want to study lots of things about academic topics, but really we don't know how to feel happy, how to be more lovely person with our family, and this affects in the society because we don't know how to be a good person. Um, and I think that the point of this is the education. The education is very important in our society. For this, I know that the teacher is the best. It's a profession very important because um, as a teacher, you can uh, inducir,
Getting.
get in. You can get in the people, or for example, if you are a teachers, child teacher,
Mm-hmm.
de niños,
Children's teacher. Children's teacher.
Children's teacher, you can contribute the construction of the first time, and you can do more for our society. It's very important, your profession, teacher. Really, I appreciate it. But I think that the education is very important, and we can eradicate the discrimination if we have a society educated. For this, I think that is important topic, teacher.
No, that is pretty awesome, and your words are really nice. I think when you are in front of a lot of people, and mainly children, as you said, that are going to copy what you are, that are going to follow your example, you need to be that example. No, discrimination goes in different sides. It's not only on money, it's in religion, it's in physical aspects, mainly here in Mexico. As you said, we take a lot of how would it say, we give a lot of value to the physical aspect. No, like if you look this way, you deserve this. If you no, let me tell you something. I can see that topic now that we are watching the Olympic Games, and mainly with the Mexican Olympic team. Uh, most of the Olympians are not really professional players. What I mean is that the real ones, the real athletes, are outside in the streets, in the village, in these little towns in which the real talented people are. So, and I think that's why we don't get a lot of medals on the Olympic Games, because we are discriminating our people. No, like, okay, if you don't have money, if you don't have the possibilities, you're not going to the Olympic Games. So I think that is the most accurate example of discrimination in our country. When even in sports, not all people have the same opportunities as other people. So I think that is a huge problem. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think that it's a very common example. So very good, Rosie. Good. Are you still there? Yes. Okay.
So
I thought, oh, she's gone.
I'm sorry, teacher, but
No, don't worry.
I would like to say something. In fact, I read it that, for example, the color is one factor that is important.
Yes.
To get a job. I read it that people who are more white, they have more opportunities in Mexico. If they are more beautiful, they have more opportunity to get a good job. For this, they say that the appearance is important to get a good job. I know that it's important our capacity, our preparation, but not this not is all, not at all, because really it was it was it's interesting for me to read this, because in this example we can see that if for example, I know, or I think that really, if I am an objective person, I don't consider that I am a beautiful person by my body or my face. But for example, if I go to, or I search one job and I go to get an opportunity, and then I found another person who wants to get the same opportunity, and she is really beautiful, and the person who recruits mm, reclutar sí sería recruit teacher.
Recruiting, yes, recruiting or recruit.
Recruit. In Mexico, he will prefer the beautiful person instead me because she is more beautiful. So I know that not all the time is past this, but is the tendence that we can find in our country.
I agree with you, Rosie. I'm sorry for interrupting. I will tell you something. This class is going to be very, very kind of sad or something. I will tell you my own experience. I won't tell you in what place because I can't do it. Well, I can, but I shouldn't. When I was, it was like 6 years ago. It's been a lot of time. But I had a boss who was a male boss, and he never told me directly the way he thought about me. But in first instance, I got a job. I had a female boss, and she was good to me. She was very respectful to me. So I was really happy at the job. So that was my first job. So to by the way. So next, she decided to quit the job. So I had a new boss again, and that male boss made me live or made me feel in a living hell because of this. I thought that I was not a very good teacher. Maybe I thought that I was not a very good coworker because I tend to work by myself. So I try to work in team, but I'm not pretty good about that. So, but a friend of mine in a job, so a good friend of mine, once he told me that the boss and him were talking about all the teachers because most of the teachers were ladies, so young, old, and whatever. So a very best of teachers. And they were talking about the teachers, and my friend said, "Oh, the certain teacher, it's so beautiful." And my boss, in that instance, said that, okay, but that teacher is beautiful for you, but she's very old. So he discriminated women, but not only for the age, for different circumstances. In other opinions, because he wanted my best friend, or my friend, not my best friend, but my friend at work, wanted to know something more about our boss' opinion. So he said, well, but an old woman doesn't mean that she shouldn't be beautiful. The age happens to all of us, so that is not important. And even for the work, for the job, it's not important because you are hired because of your talent, your capacity, not your physical aspect. And he said, no, but imagine if we had a school with beautiful teachers, all beautiful lady teachers. And my friend was like, okay, but we have them. And he was insisting in, no, but we don't have. And then out of nowhere, my friend mentioned my name, like saying, oh, but teacher this is so cute too. And then he said, my boss, he said, no, but that teacher is fat, so she's not beautiful. So we don't care. It was like something really really annoying and really rude to me and towards all my colleagues, because I was like, okay, so I am here in the school not because of my talent. I am because he hates me, because I am not thin, because he doesn't care if I'm intelligent, so he cares if I am supposed to be different as the way he thinks about. So that experience was so terrible for me because I was thinking about, okay, I'm in the wrong place. So people in Mexico, as you said, want perfect people, but I'm here because I studied. I had a degree. I work for my position, and now this boss, because he doesn't like women, or he discriminates women. I'm having a bad time, and I lived discrimination for 2 years. So I don't know. I didn't quit my job because I didn't have other opportunities, but I lived something so horrible at work, and just because of these points, no, because you are not, as people said, no, you are not pretty, you are not beautiful, you are not under the standards of prettiness in our country. So that is not good. I've been there, and it's not good. Let me tell you that it's horrible. So there is my experience, Rosie. Don't cry.
Yeah, teacher, I understand that your boss he was a respectful person.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think that for this, I think that is very important education that you receive in your home,
Yes.
that you receive at the school. But um, it's important the also as you as a mother is a very important um, position, because it depends on you the how will be the 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 growth of the child.
Mm-hmm.
um, but this teacher really not 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 all the time, depends on our mother or our father, how we are, because sometimes the because the society influence in our personality.
Mm-hmm.
But I think teacher that really when we live one situation like you affect us, our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we think that depends on how our emotions are strength. uh,
Yes.
because if we are a strength person, really this type of comments uh, don't affect us.
Mm-hmm.
But if if, if we don't have strength, emotions really affect us, this type of comments, because sometimes we think that is really the point that they are talk us, and we we think that is true, but not is true, because really we have another um, we have others aptitudes
Mm-hmm.
uh, in order to get a good job. Not only is our appearance. And for example, the teacher, really I love you, teacher, because you are I like your class. And for example, when we talk about this topic, really I can know about you. I and I can meet you more. No, no sería como conocerla más, meet you, ¿verdad,
Yes,
teacher?
I can get to know you more. I
I
can get to know you more.
I can get to know you more,
Mm-hmm.
because uh, I in this way I know you as not only is my teacher, I could see more about you and really appreciate it because we open our heart in order to know about us. For example, before I talked to you about my boyfriend, now it's about not it's only about academic topics.
And to be maybe I don't intend to give psychological classes or something. It's because when I was reading about discrimination during the class the other 1 week ago, I was thinking about all these situations I have been through. So, and there is nothing compared to what other people live, because there is other kind of worse discrimination. But I also have to mention, just to finish up a little bit this presentation, I suffered discrimination also at home, but not with my parents. No, with my mom's family, my aunts, my cousins. Since I was a little kid, I I, I, I wouldn't say suffer, because that is a tough word, but I would say that I got into discrimination from my family. Like I had an aunt who told me once, and this clearly I cite the her words, like she said, if you don't, how would you say, if you don't lose weight, you will never get married. And that phrase, even though nowadays I have to struggle with all this kind of situations in my life. So sometimes I feel, and my mom says, no, she's crazy, so you shouldn't pay attention to her. But those words made me feel like I didn't deserve what I have today. So for me, discrimination is not something new. Now what is new is that I don't suffer discrimination anymore. So I think that is a good point. So it's really nice when I go to certain places, when I get a job, when I get to other countries, I don't feel like that. But when I used to be young, and when I started working in my first years of working, I really suffered discrimination, and that isn't good. I think it makes you feel like you don't deserve what you got. Like, okay, and I really hate that, because okay, I'm a woman. I have 2 arms, 2 legs, and I can do whatever I want to. And I don't like when people used to make me feel like I don't deserve what I have. So I think discrimination, it's a very, very huge point, and I have been there, and it's not good. So thank you for listening, and we're gonna continue, Rosie. Thank you also for your presentation.
Thank you, teacher.
No, thank you. Okay, so the activities for today are these 4. So business administration, did you finish the exam? Tell me yes, please.
Yeah, teacher, but I think that this exam, it was really hard.
Yeah, it's about administration, and I just want to know, because you know something, you have to know something about administration. So I think it was quite a tough. So we have the questions, and we have the options. So we're gonna review those. Do you have your answers for you to check? We're gonna review.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a moment, because I'm going to cheat a little bit in here. I have the answers. They were 100, Jesus Christ. Okay, for the first one, can you help me out with the question, please? Can you read the question, and I read the answer, please?
Okay. Dice, after only her 7th month in business, Marta realized that her new business venture was paying off, and she would be taking home 1,000 profit for the month. Finally, she could reap the financial rewards of being the boss. This is an advantage of what type of business our ship.
Okay, and the answer is letter D, sole proprietorship. This is for a business ownership in which the business is owned by only one person, and that person receives any profits made by the business. And a merger is the absorption of one company by another rather than a type of business ownership. A partnership is owned by two or more people, and profits would be split between them. A corporation is owned by people who own stock in the business and they split the profits. So the answer was letter D.
Letter D.
B, bibliography. Citing sources verifies that a website is using accurate information in the same manner that citing sources in a written report confirms accuracy. A table of contents simply shows what is included in the site. It doesn't confirm the accuracy of the contents. A professional look to a website only confirms that the site is designed by a good designer. It does not guarantee that any of the content is accurate. Right, a recently updated website confirms that information is timely. Does not confirm that the information is accurate. Opinions expressed yesterday by one person are not necessarily accurate, even though they may be current. So it was letter B. No. Yes, it was letter B. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was letter B. 3, letter D. Read step 1 and then perform step 1. Repeat this process in sequential order until all the steps are completed and you have removed the paper. When assembling or fixing equipment, it's usually easier to understand directions by reading the step, performing the step, and then moving on to the next step in the sequence, etc. So number 3, it's letter D.
Letter D.
4, it's also letter D. Make comments such as yes or I see occasionally. When someone talks to you, nod and make sure comments such as yes or I see occasionally. By doing so, you sign that you're listening to the speaker and hearing what she has to say. So it's letter D.
Letter D. Yes.
Number 5, letter A, past experiences. People often think they know what someone is going to say before he or she says it, and as a result, do not listen well. People's past experiences may influence how well they listen because they think they already know the answer or understand the explanation. Letter A.
Letter A.
Number 6, letter A, again, tone of voice. People can change the meaning of their words by changing their tone of voice. For example, the same words can be a request or a command depending upon the tone used to deliver them. So, letter A.
Letter A. Yes, teacher.
7, letter A, anger. Non-verbal cues are the elements of communication that use gestures and facial expressions rather than words. Yes, that is true. When you are angry, you express differently. Yes, absolutely. Number 8, letter B.
Letter B.
Giving
yes.
directions. Giving directions out of order. Directions should be given in the order a task should be completed by giving directions out of order. So Ashley risks confusing Leia or causing her to forget some of the directions. Ashley's directions are not challenging, and she isn't using big words. So letter B.
Yes.
9, letter C.
Yes, teacher.
Critical feedback. When employees present their ideas to management or co-workers, they should be prepared to defend those ideas and provide supporting information. So this sounds kind of weird because this topic was from the last topic, but we didn't have time. Number 10, letter C. Thank the caller, answering the telephone, and taking messages for co-workers is often part of an employee's everyday routine. It is important for the employee to properly handle the call, and his involves thanking the caller. So this means communication, like communicate properly with others. 11, letter C, organize information. 12, letter B, a pie chart. Pie charts are the best way to show how categories make up the whole. For example, a pie chart could help you illustrate how your budget is allocated to different departments in your company. A pie chart it's I forget the word. Gráfico de pastel in Spanish. 13, letter C, work to understand what a community means. 14, preferred the message for spelling and grammatical errors. Although many people view email as an informal method of communication, it is a vital communication tool in today's business world. Yes, that is true. When I was working in Canada, I was due to send a lot of emails, and I had to work a lot of my written expression. So it's very important for you, even though there is an email, you need to write properly. So it's very important.
Yes, teacher.
15, literacy, a print advertisement, international, where did I get that word from? Informational messages involve communicating data, facts, or knowledge to a message receiver. So I'm just doing the same thing that we do when we read. We're changing words. 16, literacy, a customer has complained about service he received.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, it's good. So far, so good. How many mistakes?
More or less 6.
Okay, that's good. It's good. It was tough. It's just a simulation practice. 17, letter A, speaking
Yes.
at a comfortable volume. 18, letter A, satisfying customers. Ooh. 19, letter D, suspicious. These customers want facts and proof before making a final buying decision. They tend to question everything you tell them. Yes, that is true. 20, letter D, thank the customer for identifying the problem.
Yes, teacher.
Good. We're going a little bit fast. And 21, letter B, touch points. Yes. A brand promise, it's a company's agreement, spoken with customers that it will consistently meet their expectations and deliver on its brand characteristics and values. 22, letter D, money. Limited amounts of money for consumers to choose between products for sale and determine which products producers make based on effective allocation of resources. 23, letter B, human resources. 24, buying power. 26, retailing. Whenever a sale of goods or services to the ultimate consumer takes place, retailing has occurred. 26, transferring. 27, price matching. 28, the letter D, registering trademarks. Trademarks are symbols, designs, or words used by producers to identify goods or services. 29, letter D, to improve their performance. 30, letter C, by minimizing the impact or frustrations. Interest and enthusiasm are part of a positive attitude, which gives people a good outlook on life. 31, initiative. Initiative is the willingness to act without having to be told to do so, or the willingness to accept, seek additional or unpleasant duties. 32, trustworthy. Being trustworthy means that people can rely on you to do what you say you will do. 33, letter B, how fairness is important to professional relationships. 34, letter C, financial risk. 35, C, opportunities. 36, letter D, could someone be hurt? These questions you can ask yourself to figure out whether what you're facing is simply a problem or a true ethical dilemma are. Could someone be hurt? Is it a right and wrong choice, etc.? 37A, positive. A positive attitude is an outlook that focuses on the good side of things. 38, letter A, negative feedback. 39, letter A, governmental. 40, letter A, empathy. 41, letter C, cultural imperialism. businesses and countries, especially more developed ones, may have an attitude to that their approach, tastes, and preferences are better than those in other countries, particularly less developed ones. Like what happens in Volkswagen. No? 42 letter C, manipulative. 43 letter A, limited resources. 44 letter D, sometimes even ethical people are tempted to get unethically. 45 letter A, what you are doing right now. 46 letter B, deal with change. 47, persuasive. 48 letter C, being an example. 49B, authoritarian. 50 letter D, broaden your horizons. 51 letter C, you need a measure. 52 letter B, the time value of money. 53 letter B, installment loan. 54 letter A, provides protection against financial losses. 55 letter A, like getting a free loan if you pay the balance each month. 56 by letter D, by variable expenses. 57 letter A, how long your money is invested. Oh my God, those are so many topics. 58 letter B, gross wages. 59 letter A, the payee's name. 60 letter C, subtract fees and charges. 61 letter B, take the envelopes to the post office. 62 letter C, late fees and interest charges. 63 letter C, stocks. 64 letter C, timely. Okay, so far so good, Rosie. We're taking a lot of time, sorry.
Yes, teacher. In fact.
Okay, good, so far. 68, letter B, revenues and expenses. 66, letter C, living trust. 67, letter A, determinant need. 68, A, product service management. 69, letter C, business plan elements. 70, we're almost there. Letter A, the information is typically carefully checked for accuracy. 71, letter D, the information is available at all times from any computer. 72, letter B, businesses serve customers more effectively. 73, letter A, electronic transfer or funds. 74, letter C, an operating system. 75, letter D, search the web. 76, letter A, detailed reports, memos, and contracts. 77, letter C, state. 78, letter A, integrated software application packages. 79, letter B, download time. 80, letter C, product. 81, letter A, the employer. 82, letter D, follow the instruction manual. 83, letter D, wipe it up immediately. 84, letter D, designating a central meeting place for all employees. 85, letter B, have another person present when she opens up in the morning. 86, letter D, team members' performance. 87, letter C, strategy planning. Plan estratégico in Spanish. 88, letter A, inventory of supplies. 89, letter B, it creates goods and services business can sell. 90, letter A, hygiene. 91, letter A, state your goals. 92, letter D, product. 93, letter C, you can learn as much as from your failures as you can from your success. 94, letter C, sexual harassment. 95, letter A, assessing or online employment services. 96, letter C, marketing communications. 97, letter C, listens closely. 98, letter B, to thank the interviewer. 99, letter D, volunteer positions. And finally, 100, letter B, basic job experience. So how many good responses do you have? 80? 90?
I think, teacher, that more or less 70.
17?
70.
70 is good. It's good. Very good. No. Yeah, because I was thinking about 17. I was like,
Oh,
no.
70.
70. Yeah, that's perfect. That is good. It's good. It's a good score because we have different elements here. So what 70 is good.
It was a long test, teacher.
Sorry about that. Sorry, let me close up.
When I saw this test, teacher, I thought that the exam, it was only for 20 questions, but when I saw that this test, it was about...
It was too long.
100 questions. I thought that it was too long.
Sorry. I was looking for all the kind of, well, because exams, but they were like 200 questions long. So that's so much more. But no, it's okay. Good job. That was really nice.
Teacher.
Good job. Now, good job. Okay, so let's talk about jobs a little bit more. That's what I want you to do. This question about, for students without a job. Maybe for now you're not working, right?
Right, teacher.
Okay, so these questions are gonna be so accurate. So, question about you, jobs and work. So it says here, write your question. We're not gonna write. We're going to speak. The first question is, what kind of job do you want to have? Rosie, tell me.
Excuse me, teacher. Can you repeat that question, please?
Yes, it's question number 1. What kind of job do you want to have?
I'm sorry, teacher. The question is in the slide and I couldn't see.
Well, you cannot see it or you cannot listen to me?
I was distracted, teacher.
Don't worry. It's the first question. This one, number 1.
I would like
what kind of job do you want to have? Do you need a few minutes to answer if you want it?
No, it's good in this way. I will try to answer. Well, I would like to have a job where I can get growth, because sometimes we can find a job where you stay there for a long time, but I would like that this job can provide me personal growth, and I could get experience, and the environmental, it could be friendly, where I can find people who have a good attitude. That's all, teacher.
Okay, that's pretty good. Just to grow on your job. Now that is very important. Number two, why do you want this kind of job?
Why? I would like to get this kind of job because I would like to get a good growth in order to get more opportunities in my life. That's all, teacher.
This sounds like a job interview. Number three, how much salary can you get from this job?
Depends on the job. Well, I would like to get a salary that it is according to the activities that encomendar, teacher. How can I say?
That I am assigned.
That
I am assigned.
That I am assigned.
But if you were asked how much, can you tell me a number? How much would you like to earn?
I have listened that in international trade we can earn more or less 13 for each month.
13?
13,000. For this, I would like to earn some.
Okay, that's pretty good. Very good. Good amount of money. Good. 4, do you think this kind of job is easy to do? Why or why not?
I think that depends on the activity, teacher, because I love to do some about the international trade, but I think that sometimes we want to know lots of things. For example, we want to know how to use some systems, electronic systems, or maybe we want to know about some como trámites. Papers.
Papers. Yes, it's paper. Yes, I was looking for a word, but no, that is no. So it's paper.
Depends on the activities, but I don't know. Maybe it could be easy, but if we want to know about some electronic system, I think for me it's difficult because the technology is not my friend.
Okay. That's good. 5, do you know anyone with this kind of job? If yes, who?
Yeah. I have a friend who works in some of international trade, but my friend stay in SAT, so she know about the customs, and that's all, teacher.
Okay, good.
That is my friend, and she works in the customs, and that's all.
Okay, let me ask you something. I don't know, maybe you don't know, but how much does she earn?
So 13 13,000, teacher.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Kid 6, is this kind of job dangerous? Why or why not?
Mm, Not as dangerous, but this kind of job decrease the 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 sight or the la vista,
Yes, decide.
the sight, because you you have to read lots of papers and stay lots of time in electronic system and even from the computer.
Mhm.
So uh, at the end of the day, really, she told me that now she has problems with her sight.
Really? Oh my God. Jesus. 7, what do you need to study to get this job?
I think that it's important to study because all the time we have to stay prepared in order to in order to face uh, the all the situation that can appear in our job.
Mhm.
So for this, I think that it's important to get lots of the information because some someday um, there was someone who told me that the information is power. So if we don't have the information or the correct information in order to stay in, or take some position in one job, we don't know can uh, how can resolve some situation. For this, I think that to study is a good way to get more items, more tools to face different situations.
Very good. Good. 8, will it be easy to find this kind of job? Why or why not?
Mm, Depends on teacher because sometimes if you have um, some depends on because uh, in in my life I have seen that sometimes the circumstances are easy for some people and they get the opportunities very easy, even without someone who stay working in one place who can recommend you. Sometimes they get the opportunity by themselves. But I think that uh, uh, but I think that if I want to get a job in a custom in Mexico, um, I will I will work by myself. I don't want to enter by someone else by recommendation. Mm, and by myself, I think that it will be more difficult, but not impossible.
Okay. Okay, that's a very nice words. Yes, that is true. Good. 9, do any of your classmates also want this kind of job? Yes, who?
Mm, okay. In my classmate, I have listened that I really want to work in some of the customs, but I don't know if there are someone else who wants to get the same kind of job like me.
Okay, that's pretty good. Then finally, if you can get this job, what other job are you interested in?
Okay, I would like to be teacher because I think that in this way I could get more. I would like to share my knowledge with them. I know that it's important to get experience in order mm, to improve,
Mhm.
para mejorar,
Improve, yes.
to improve, and in this way I could share to the student in the best way the information as academic, but also they need to get the practice through the teacher. But if when I finish this career, if I don't find some work um, in a costume or another place,
Mhm.
I would like to job as a teacher. That's all.
Wow. So you want to be a teacher? It's pretty
Yes.
good, Rosie. Very good. Oh, okay. So this kind of words, this kind of words. No, this kind of. I'm hungry. Sorry.
No
These
worries.
kind of questions were just to start up because the second topic, we talk about discrimination, and now we are talking about rights and responsibilities. Before we move into that, let me see if I had something here. Should. So I think we're gonna review these rights and responsibilities for employers and employees for next class because we don't have time. So I want you to help me a little bit with discrimination because I want to continue with this topic. But these kind of questions are very important for us when we get a job. Mhm. Because we want to know where we are studying something, we want to get certain job, and sometimes, as we said before, we face discrimination. So before we move to the other topic, we're gonna review a little bit what you saw on your presentation. So what is discrimination in the workplace? Discrimination happens when you are treated less favorably than the others because of personal attribute rather than your ability to do the job. Not as we mentioned before, when you are discriminated for your beliefs, your religion, your skin color, your complexity. So that happens. So that is discrimination. Let me move this. So, for example, now what are those attributes in which you are discriminated? Race, color, as you said at the beginning, national extraction, or social origin. For example, when I have never been in that position, but I know some people who are from Mexico, that happened a bunch of years ago, who traveled to the USA to have a better opportunity, and they suffer discrimination just for being Mexican. So do you know any people or any example like that?
As you said, teacher, I know people who they have the same problem. They go to the USA in order
Mhm.
to get more opportunities. Uh, they they are discriminated, and this person, some of this person told me that in this country, sometimes the Mexican people uh, they discriminate the other Mexican people, the Mexican people who they have visa.
Visa is the same.
Uh, they discriminate people they don't who don't have visa,
Mm-hmm.
who they are indocumentados, sí, sin
Mm-hmm.
document,
On their own document or undocumented.
undocumented
Yes.
people. So
Yes.
the some of these people told me that it's sad because sometimes the American people um, they are friendly, but the Mexican people they are hard people with their own nationalities.
Mhm.
So I think that this situation is very sad.
Yes, absolutely. And even harder when you are discriminated by your own Mexican people, huh? That
Yes,
is not fair. Yeah, that happens a lot. Okay. Also, other topics are sex. That is what is happening right now. No, with all this gender identity or sexual orientation. So the other day, I was asked if what I believed about this, and I think we need to respect others. No, like okay, if you don't think like me, if you don't dress like me, if you don't speak like me, that doesn't make you different. So that makes you unique, and I need to respect you. So what do you think about this topic, about this that nowadays it has become a worldwide topic?
okay. I think, teacher, that it's a controversial topic, but I think that we have to be respect
Yes.
with the other spouse. If uh, if the ¿cómo se dice? Homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
If the homosexual people want to be in this way, uh, they have their own thoughts. They have their own reason. So, for example, there are lots of things that we have that done that these things done accepted by others, but they respect our acts. For this, we have to be more respectful by the thoughts of others. So,
Very good. Very good, Rosie. Yeah, I agree with you. Not for instance, respect is a universal value. Mm-hmm. Good. Also for age, I that happened to me. Not that kind of hard, but when you are a young teacher, you are underestimated. Like, she doesn't know anything. So that has happened to you, being discriminated for age.
mm, um, I don't remember, teacher.
Okay, okay, okay. Physical, intellectual, mental, or psychiatric disability. That also happens in our country, even though that we have this inclusion system that doesn't work
Yeah,
completely.
because sometimes, teacher, we think that maybe because they have some disability
Mm-hmm,
or physical or something like that, they don't have to, they cannot do some things, but
mm-hmm.
they are really very strong and they can do lots of things that we don't imagine that they can apply in their work that they do every day. For example, we can see that the people who have syndrome de Down,
Mm-hmm.
they can do lots of things and they are really good workers. They have lots of imagination and they apply in some industries. We don't want to uh, ¿cuál es la palabra? We don't want to
Include them.
¿cuál, teacher?
Include? No.
No,
Include? No.
como que no debemos minimizar sus aptitudes,
Minimize.
minimize their aptitudes. They are really good workers. They can do it.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Also, another topic on discrimination is pregnancy or potential pregnancy. I have known women who are pregnant and they get fired from their works, from their jobs.
Mm,
I don't know if you have marital status, relationship status and family, or career responsibilities. So if you're married, for example, or if you have, I don't know, that is not very common for me, or in my case, or in my environment. I don't know a lot. Maybe for being pregnant, yes. Maybe for being married, I don't know.
mhm.
Religion is very common too. Religion too, you know. For example, when you don't believe in something and people get to see you quite awfully, or when or the other way, you know, the other side, political opinion and trade union activity. So these are different kinds of discrimination. Okay,
Yeah.
so questions so far?
No, teacher. That's good, teacher.
Good. So let's move a little bit on to job. Job refusal, examples of discrimination, being dismissed or having shifts cut down. So being dismissed here in Mexico was a felony some years ago. But now you can get dismissed and nothing happens because you don't have something that supports you. So that's very awful in our country. Absolutely. Denial of training opportunities, transfers, or promotions. Not being paid the same as someone doing the same job with the same experience and qualifications. That happens with us, with teachers, to be honest. Sometimes you get paid as well as the other teacher who doesn't do anything, and you get the same payment. Exclusion or isolation by coworkers. Having information you need to do your job deliberately with health, being given impossible tasks, or being subjected to taunts or abuse that references the protected attribute. So that is discrimination at work. More concentrated on a work environment. So, any question? What do you think? Do you have any opinion?
Only about vocabulary, teacher. Dismissed.
Dismissed is despedido, ser despedido, being dismissed.
Go down.
Yeah, being dismissed is
Thank you, teacher.
it's something normal in Mexico. When you are in a job, you can get dismissed just like that. So that is not good.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
You're welcome. We have some examples of workplace discrimination. Example one, Mary is 6 months pregnant after 10 years working in an accounting firm. She applies for a senior position that has just opened up. Despite having more experience and qualifications than the other applicants, she was passed over. When she asked the manager, he said, I need someone who will be more dedicated to the position. So this is a kind of work discrimination. So that is not good. That is awful. Example two, Ryan works in a construction site. His co-workers recently found out he was gay and have started calling him princess. So there is also discrimination. Example three, Annie works in a toy store and has a physical disability preventing her from carrying heavy items. She recently found out her co-workers earn more than her despite having the same experience and working just as hard. When she asked her manager about it, she said it was because you just don't carry as much weight around here. So this is also discrimination because you have to get paid the same. Mm-hmm.
Yes, teacher.
Well, we're going to continue with this topic in the next class because we have other topics, harassment, bullying, and discrimination too. So we're going to check these topics next class. So what do you think? Did you like the topic? It's very, very hard. Did you
Yes,
get interested?
it's a good topic about the discrimination because we can see in different situations this type of discrimination depends on our characteristic that we had or we see around environmental en
Mhm.
nuestro ambiente. So I like this topic, teacher.
Very good. We're going to continue with this topic because next class we're going to continue with point 4.5 and 4.6, which is about, we're going to review employers' rights, which is missing from this topic, and we're going to review employment terms. So there is no homework for next class, only checking the platform, okay?
Okay, teacher, thank
Okay,
you.
so because in 15 days you have your final evaluation, so we don't have homework for next class. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. See you next class. Bye, Rosie.
Thank you,
Have a,
teacher. Have a good
yeah,
weekend.
you too.
I send you a hug, teacher.
I send you two, two hugs.
Bye.
Bye.